After a truly horrible 2024-25 season, finishing 15th on the Premier League table and without a single piece of silverware, Manchester United were essentially forced to make some huge changes in the transfer window. They've sent some players packing and have made some big money signings, including Matheus Cunha from Wolves and Bryan Mbeumo from Brentford. But they didn't stop there. They went further to secure the services of Benjamin Šeško for a big fee. But why him? He wasn't even their first choice, so why have they gone and spent a big amount on him? Well, these are the questions we're here to answer today. This is why Man United signed Benjamin Šeško. First of all, Bruno Fernandes made a very telling statement during an interview after the Summer Series preseason tournament. He said, "It was crystal clear we needed more competition for the players that were here and more quality to get everyone to step up to get into the starting 11. The message was clear from the club captain. He didn't think the club was where it was supposed to be, despite having won the Summer Series with their new signings. He still thought for the club to start competing again, certain players needed massive competition. And you have to say that the most effective position is centre forward. Last season, United scored just 44 goals in 38 Premier League games. That's an average of less than a goal per game. For a club as big as United, that is absolutely atrocious. The likes of West Ham, Fulham and Crystal Palace all scored more goals than Man United in the Premier League last season. Heck, even Wolves and Spurs, who finished below them on the table, scored more than United. So something definitely had to be done about the striking department. Højlund has frankly been underwhelming and Xerxes simply not a centre forward. So whether Højlund stays or leaves, the club will certainly benefit from signing a top striker. Hence why they've gone for Sesko. Reports say that Man United were initially interested in a more experienced Victor Gyökeres in the opening weeks of the transfer window, but with Arsenal having snatched up the Swede, Sesko seems like the next best option. And considering their project, it might even be the better option for them. At 22, Sesko is really young, and considering United are at rock bottom right now, this might be exactly what they need. A young striker with a high ceiling who can continue to grow as the project evolves. With United not playing in any European competition next season, the pressure will not be so crazy, so they'll be able to properly integrate Sesko into the fold. And you know what's interesting? United have followed the right route by first creating the right environment before getting the killer. In that United team right now, there are many creators and orchestrators. They have Mbeumo, Cunha, Ahmed, Mount, Mainu, Xerxes, and of course Bruno, all of whom are ready to create for their striker and also share the goal-scoring responsibilities with him. So it's currently looking like a good team for a striker to step into. And hey, it's Sesko we're talking about here. He is one of the most highly rated young strikers in Europe right now. There's a reason he's been eyed up by Arsenal, Chelsea, AC Milan, Newcastle, and a host of other top clubs on the continent. First of all, he's an absolute specimen. He's 6'5", which means he'll be up there with Erling Haaland as the second tallest centre forward in the Premier League. Behind only Wolves' Sasha Kalajic, who stands at 6'7". Now, along with his impressive height, Sesko possesses insane flexibility, athleticism, and incredible shot power. It's really hard to fail when you have the basics like that. On top of that, he's also great with the ball. Many write him off because of his height and build, but if you've actually watched him play, you would know that the Slovenian is actually a pretty good dribbler. In the Bundesliga last season, he was top 3 for most dribbles completed among centre forwards. And then in all competitions in the last year, he averaged 1.33 successful take-ons per 90, which ranked in the 89th percentile when compared to centre forwards in Europe's top 5 leagues. He's also a brilliant ball carrier. He's averaged 1.68 progressive carries in the past year, which ranks in the 77th percentile when compared to centre forwards in Europe. It's obvious that Amorim loves all his players to be involved in all phases of play, so this might just be the perfect striker for him. But there is one very big issue with this signing. We'll talk about it in a second, but if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so that you never miss out on our amazing content. Now, back to Sesko. His skill set enables him to score all sorts of goals. Counter-attacking goals, solo goals, tap-ins, long-range golazzos, acrobatic finishes, headers, you name it. Sesko has them all in his locker. Speaking of headers, have you seen the leap of that guy? He is an absolute beast in the air, and with crossers like Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, Bryan Mbeumo, and Diogo Dalot in the United squad, Sesko will definitely feast. His aerial ability will also help the team when they have to defend defend set pieces. He averages 2.61 aerial duels won per 90, which is very good for a striker. That aside, Sesko is a player who loves to dig in and track back, averaging 0.9 clearances and 0.62 blocks per 90. These defensive contributions are much better than what you'll get from the likes of Gyökeres and Isak, and of course, much better than what you'll get from Rasmus Højlund. Speaking of Højlund, one thing is certain. No matter what happens, Sesko will be a massive upgrade on Højlund. The Slovenian is better than Højlund at virtually everything you can think of. Better striker of the ball, better at defensive contributions, better dribbler, better ball carrier, better at making intelligent runs, and much, much better in the air. Perhaps the only areas where Højlund edges Sesko are speed and passing. Apart from those, Sesko is so clear. So even if he's not excellent, at the very least, United can rest assured that they're getting a massive upgrade in the centre-forward position. And there's also the fact that Sesko has shown that he really wants United. You know, we always say this, big clubs love to feel wanted, and the 22-year-old has certainly made Man United feel wanted. Reports say that United only sent a bid to Leipzig because Sesko showed that he wanted them. The striker had said yes to United's terms for a 5-year contract long before the clubs began to negotiate. And this was despite Newcastle having first reached out. Remember, Newcastle are offering Champions League football, while Man United won't even be playing European football at all. But Sesko still chose the Red Devils. Now that is the kind of dedication top clubs love to see from their targets. And if you're bothered about how he'll adapt to the Premier League, we doubt that'll be a problem for him. He's strong, fast, and super physical, so we're sure he'll like it in England. Also, he's very fluent in English.
Yeah, there is, I think, as a club-wise also, I mean, it's the perfect next step for me.
So communication won't be a problem at all. But like we said earlier, there is a big issue with this signing which we just can't ignore. And it is the Man United factor. For years, many players with huge prospects and high ceilings who have moved to Man United for big money have ended up flopping. Antony was tipped to be the next big Brazilian star when he was at Ajax. He moved to United and flopped. Everyone said that Jadon Sancho was going to be England's next big thing when he was at Dortmund. He moved to United and flopped. Andre Onana was getting worldwide praise for his performance in the 2023 Champions League final against Man City. He moved to United and flopped. Even Rasmus Højlund himself was drawing comparisons to Erling Haaland while he was at Atalanta because they shared certain physical similarities, but he moved to United and flopped. And we haven't even mentioned the likes of Romelu Lukaku, Donny van der Beek, Alexis Sanchez and Paul Pogba. This right here is the only thing that makes us scared for Sesko's career at Old Trafford. This inexplicable phenomenon that seems to make the club's big signings flop. Sesko is obviously a very talented young player who has all it takes to be one of the best strikers in the league. But will he fall victim to this strange Man United curse, or will he be like a Bruno Fernandes signing who will come in and completely change everything? What do you think? How many goals do you think he'll score in his first season in the Premier League? Tell us in the comments.